afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special edition of the Emerge Empowerment Session. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I am so excited and happy that you have chosen to join me this evening as we highlight some things that I want you to focus on in 2025. Man, welcome to the new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to a year powered by the energy of the number 9. Transformative year, a year of transition, a year where old doors and old systems, antiquated systems are now closing and passing away, and new doors, new opportunities, new systems, new modes of operation are taking place, and opportunities for you to begin to give birth. It's a 9th year. Give birth. 2 + 0 + 2 + 5 = 9. So 9 is the number of birthing, new beginnings, new start, establishing. So this is a year for you to give birth to new ideas and concepts and connections and networks that will completely transform and transition your life. And so tonight I want to just begin to highlight some things, 3 things or 3 areas that I want you to keep in mind as a place where you will direct your energies, direct your strategies, your work, your efforts in this year moving forward so that you're able to make the most out of this year and get everything from it that the year has to offer you. This is a unique opportunity. Let me say that again. This is a unique opportunity. There are a number of overlapping energies or anointings that are available in the kingdom of God, in the spirit world, that's taking place right now. Simultaneously, all of these energies, all of these anointings, all of these powers are intersecting with each other at this moment. It began, believe it or not, on January the 1st, and the new moon, it began to be set in motion on November the 17th, when Pluto was firmly settled and seated in Aquarius, the constellation Aquarius, and will remain there for the next 20 years. And then from that time up until the 1st, there have been a series of events that have taken place in the heavens, in the planetary systems around us, that signify and signal to each of us this dramatic change and availability of infinite of power and anointing and spirit and assistance and guidance that is available to those of us who are willing to apply it, to take advantage of it, to practically move forward in it and begin to see the kind of transitional power realized in each of our lives. Now, it's there. Whether everybody gets to take advantage of it or not is really dependent upon you and whether or not you decide to do it. It's there. It's like you are standing in a grocery store with an abundance of resources that are available to you. You can either choose to take advantage of those resources, or you can stand in the grocery store and starve. You can either choose to take advantage of all of the anointings, the powers, the spiritual guidance and energy that is available, the forces that are available to assist you in revolutionizing your life this year. You can make 2025 your year, your defining year, and then it'll bleed over into the next 19 years following that. Or you can do what you've always done and repeat the same old cycles that you've always repeated year after year, and you'll find yourself right in the same place that you were at the end of 2024, at the end of 2025. You will find yourself in that same old familiar place, moaning and bemoaning and wailing and crying and whining about how difficult the year was, and I didn't have this, and the devil on my track, and haters, this, that, and the other, and all the other nonsense that we use as an excuse, continuously being a victim instead of being a victor who overcomes, who wins, and who is successful and progressing and moving forward. And so you got to decide right now, tonight, in this moment, on January the 3rd at 8:20 p.m., you got to decide what your life is going to look like moving forward. Are you going to continue to make excuses, or are you going to take back control of your life and begin to cultivate, create, and curate the life that you desire? Are you going to take control of your life? Are you going to go get your life back and begin to build and construct systems and modes of operation that serve your highest good and align with your highest vision of your life? Or are you going to continue to blame anything and everyone around you for the situation, circumstances of your life? You got to decide right here and right now. Man, I'm getting into what I wanted to talk about tonight real quickly. Before I even did my little housekeeping, let me do this real quick. I need every one of you that's watching right now across every particular platform that you are watching on. I need you to do a couple of things. Number one, I need you to begin to share this live with as many people as you can. Go ahead and hit the share button right now. It only takes about 30 to 45 seconds. Hit the share button and share it with all of your friends, all of your group chats. Share it with all of the groups that you're a part of on this platform or on that platform. Share it everywhere. Share. I know it's late at night, so I'm not going to keep you on very late, because y'all know I don't stay up that late anyway, and it'll be past my bedtime in a little while. But I need you to do this quickly so that we can get into this conversation and move as quickly as possible. So take a moment and share, if you will. If you don't mind, please share, and share again. Okay? Share, please. All righty? The next thing that I need for you to do, hold on a second here. I'm having a little technical difficulty. Let me see if I can straighten this out. There, I think we're going to get it. Is that going to work? Yeah, it's going to work. Okay. The next thing that I need for you to do, those of you who are watching via Facebook, I need you to tag. Go to the comments, and I need you to begin to tag as many people as you possibly can and invite them to come and be a part of this live broadcast. Tag them in the comments like you see Toya Coffee doing. She always does this every single time she comes on. I appreciate you so much, Toya. Okay? Tag them in the comments, invite them to come. Okay? Toya says there was a super moon and a black moon. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. Let me put this on screen real quick. Toya said, tell y'all there was a super moon and a black moon, both of great significance. It was an excellent time to journal and release old energies, stagnant energy. I sense that there is even more depth to these moons, inviting curiosity and exploration. You are absolutely positively right. People get really kind of twisted out of shape and a little bit uncomfortable when you start talking about the celestial and the planetary movements and the constellation movements. But this is scriptural, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who believe in the Bible and hold it as the word of God. Even the scriptures declare that the heavens are declaring or speaking, although the Hebrew word that is used there means it is prophesying, that it is prophesying, it is revealing and uncovering the divine plan and purpose of God. So even the stars and the planetary movements, that's right, the astrological constellations are prophesying. They are prophetic in their movements. And so this supermoon and black moon are very significant. Indeed, it was a good time for you to journal and to release some old stagnant energy, but it was also a time for rejuvenation and moving forward and for creative thought. If you were really paying attention and took advantage of those two energies that showed up and overlapped at the same time, your creative juices should have been running haywire and your energy level should have been through the roof because of what was happening in the planetary system around us, affecting the entire global community. That's a great observation, Toya. I appreciate that. So as I was saying, please make sure that you tag as many people as you can. Go ahead and do that. Tag them, invite them to come. Now, I say this every single time, and yet there are some of you that tune in that will not tag anyone. Take a moment right now. I'm going to give you a chance to do so and tag your family and friends in the comments. And I can see the comments, so I'm just going to see who's going to tag besides Toya. Let me just see. Is anybody going to put any tags in this comments here? Or maybe y'all really not that interested. Y'all have to let me know, because don't waste my time. If you're not interested, then I know how to get off and go to bed. Shoot, I'll go watch the news, man. It's cold, snowing, and all this other craziness up here, man. Please, it's time to get under the blanket and just stay warm. We trying to get batting the hatches down and get ready for a blizzard. They're telling us we're going to get over 12 inches of snow. That's over a foot. Do you know how much snow that is? Good gracious alive. That's about the only thing that I don't like about the DMV area. It's all this freaking snow and cold weather. It is cold. Okay. I'm waiting just to see how many more of you are going to tag. I don't really see anybody else's tags popping up in the comments just yet. Toya says rest eluded her as she sensed the energy in the air was electric, buzzing with unmistakable intensity. Absolutely. Me too. But then it's always like this around this time of the year, around the first part of October, and then runs right on up through the end of January to the first parts of February. Those who are very sensitive, who are empaths, who are prophetic, who are psychic, who are clairvoyant, you begin to have this restlessness going on inside you, and it makes it very hard. Sleep really does elude you. and you're not able to really rest as much as you normally would be able to because you're bombarded with visions and dreams and visitations and other things of that sort happening. That's been going on with me as well, so I can certainly relate to that. I know that's right. That's weather is not my style. She said, so it said it takes me back to when our trip up there, we had such a memorable time. Yeah, memorable is one way to put it. When Toya and Diana came up and the kids and they got stuck in the snow, man, I'm telling you that's more than memorable. That was really something. Okay, but I can't wait for y'all to come back and pay a visit again. All right, so since we have limited time, I'm going to take about 30 minutes, if you will, and I'm going to try and go through this as quickly as I possibly can. I want you to focus. Here's the focus for 2025, and I'm going to give you 3 umbrellas that I want you to really give your time and attention and intention to in this year to help you to be able to have a very successful 2025 and to begin to set the course for the next 20 years of your life. Set a course, set a current, a stream, a flow for your life that will continue for the next 20 years so that you will not just have a good 2025, but you'll have a good 2025 right on up until 2045. Okay, 2045. You can't even imagine that, some of you, right? 2045. Okay. Hey, Jamie, good to see you. Go ahead and tag and share this live on your page as well as with all of your friends and family. Everybody, as you're coming in, tag, share, and like the video as well. Okay. So what I want to talk about, these 3 different areas. I want to talk tonight about, here are these 3 umbrella areas that I want you to give your focus, time, and attention to in 2025 that will help you to establish a flow and to establish the direction that your life is going to unfold in 2025. Number 1 is holistic healing. Holistic healing. Write these down. Holistic healing. Number 2 is spiritual alignment and communication. Spiritual alignment and communication. And whoever's going to be a scribe for me tonight in the comments, you can put these in the comments as I say them. And then finally, number 3, wealth building and abundance. Wealth building and abundance. So number 1 is holistic healing, and I'm going to talk about what each of these mean and kind of deal with them in very broad terms. We won't get into a whole lot of specifics because we only have about 30 minutes, but just to kind of whet your appetite and give you some direction. Holistic healing, number 1. Okay. Spiritual alignment and communication. I'll explain. And then finally, wealth building and abundance. This will create a broad umbrella that covers the entire spectrum of your being. And if you will give your time, talent, and attention to these 3 areas, you will begin to set a current, a flow, a stream in your life that will carry you like a wave in not only through 2025, but into the future and toward a fulfilling life moving forward over the next 20 years of your life. I want you to take a moment before I start digging in and think about what the implications of this is. Think about how old you are now and how old you will be in 20 years. Think about how old you are now and then how old you will be in 20 years. For some of you, you'll be just stepping into your 40s, others into your 60s, others will be in your 80s, some in your 70s, some in your 50s. You're going to move along. And listen, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, this time is going to go by whether you do anything or not. So why not make full use of the time that's ahead of you instead of just sitting back, letting the time just unfold and move beyond you without your preparing and taking advantage of the energies that are available to you in this period. Think about it. Where you will be in 20 years. How old are you going to be? Where do you think you'll be as far as where you're living, or in your spiritual growth, or in your financial health, or in your physical health in 20 years? Where do you think you'll be, and where would you like to be? What's your desire? What's your vision for your life? I want you to answer those questions to yourself. Where do you see yourself in 20 years? Where do you see yourself in 20 years? Financially, physically, spiritually. Where do you see yourself in 20 years? And then we'll talk about how do I get there? Okay? All right, how much time I got? Oh my goodness gracious. I got to move quick. All right, I got to move real quick. You got to listen fast. You got to take notes. I made a slideshow to make it go by a little bit easier and faster. And that way, if you go back and watch the video on replay, you'll be able to look at these slides and write notes and do other things of that sort as well. Okay? So we're going to talk about true holistic healing, true alignment, and abundance. Okay? Those three areas: holistic healing, true alignment, that is spiritual alignment and communication, and then abundance, wealth building and abundance. And I'm going to deal with just one aspect of wealth building tonight, although there are several aspects that we can look at, but I'm going to deal with, well, two aspects of it. One has to do with giving. The other has to do with creating passive income. Ooh. Man, you want to stay tuned and you want to listen very carefully. I'm going to deal with the different aspects of holistic healing and what that means. I'm going to talk about true alignment and communication, how you enter into the ancestral plane and communicate with the ancestors as well as with angels, and tune into the divine voice of the Spirit of God that is within you, and being able to discern when the Spirit is speaking from within your innermost being, from just your mind racing and the echoes of your past, of your culture, of your family, friends, or religion. How do you discern the difference between the two? And again, it's a lot of information to cover in a very brief amount of time. So I'm going to move as quickly as I possibly can so that we can try and be done. What you're saying, man, Toya, I don't know what's gotten into you tonight, but you on point here. Toya said, imagine shaping the world with your dreams, where your ideas and passions come to life, embracing the power to create the reality you envision and make it a place you truly want to be. Imagine that. That's exactly what we're talking about being able to do. You're being able to create the world of your dreams, the reality that you desire the most, by your being able to employ those spiritual principles and practices and patterns that are given to us through scripture, through the Bible, through the Quran, through the Bhagavad Gita, through other ancient writings and sacred writings, as well as through principles and practices that we learn from science as well as metaphysics. So we're going to talk about each of these in brief tonight, and then we will expand upon them in the coming empowerment sessions. One we'll have on Sunday, and then others along the way. This is going to almost be like a revival of sort I'm going to be coming on a lot back to back just so that we're able to cover as much ground as we can. I don't care how many people tune in. Well, I do want a lot of people to tune in, but even if there's only 4 or 5 of us here, I'm going to do it and we're going to have it, and it'll be on record for people who desire it. And those who don't, then they'll just miss out on it. So let's talk about holistic healing, true alignment, and abundance. Holistic healing, spiritual alignment and communication, that's true alignment, as well as wealth building and abundance through passive income and through giving. All right, y'all ready? Let's get going. Let's talk a little bit about what holistic healing is. Holistic healing is an approach to health and wellness that considers the entire person, the whole person. That is your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions in pursuit of optimal well-being. Instead of focusing solely on the symptoms or the specific ailments, holistic healing aims to address the root causes of issues and achieve a balance across all aspects of you. On your physical, not just on your physical healing, but on your mind, your body, physical healing, your spirit, both soul and spirit, as well as emotional healing. It is all done in pursuit of your optimal well-being, making sure that you are completely whole. If you remember those 10 lepers that came to Jesus, the ascended master, seeking to be healed, broken. The text goes on in the narrative to say that 9 of them went away heading toward the pool, but one of them came back to where Jesus was and began to say, thank you, and to give thanks and gratitude for what Jesus had done for them. Just blinked out. There it is. And Jesus makes a very distinct statement to this one person who comes back. He says, because you came back and showed gratitude, you are going to be made whole. The others would get healed, that is, healed of their leprosy, healed of the sickness and the ailment that was attacking their body. But for this one person who exemplified gratitude, man, that's a whole nother lesson right there about the power of gratitude. Jesus says to him, Now we're talking about holistic healing. This man would not only be healed of his physical ailment, but would be made whole both in his body, his mind, and his spirit. Holistic healing is about making sure every part of your being is made whole. Are you understanding what I'm saying? That in this coming year, you cannot afford to just focus on one area of your life. I want to be emotionally healed, or I want to get my mind healed. I'm trying to heal my body, get rid of this sickness, or I got to deal with these spiritual sicknesses that are afflicting my spirit and my soul. No, today and in this year, this is an opportunity for you to be made whole. How many of you want to be made whole? How many of you want to deal with every part of your brokenness in every area and facet of your being? That you want to be made whole, whole in your mind, in your thinking, in your body, that is your physical, in your soul and spirit and your emotions. That you want to be perfectly whole and healed through and through. That's what holistic healing is all about. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? And as you're coming in, please tag, share, and like this live. Those of you who are just jumping on now, tag, share, and like this video. Help us to build an audience. And feel free to comment and participate. Let me keep going on holistic healing. Here's the next slide. Here are some of the key principles to holistic healing. And I think I probably need to make this a little bit bigger. So I'm going to switch the screen around a little bit. Let's do it like this and take myself out. There you go. Here are some key principles to holistic healing. Number one, interconnectedness. You have to recognize that physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being are all interconnected and influence each other. If you are not whole in every part of your being, you might be physically well, but you're still suffering emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Or you might be spiritually well, but you are still suffering physically, emotionally, and mentally, and so on and so forth. Holistic healing understands that there is an interconnectedness to every part of our being, that our spirit is connected to our mental, and our mental connected to the emotional, and the emotional is connected to the physical, that many of the physical symptoms and sicknesses and ailments that we have are a direct result of our emotional, mental, and spiritual sickness or brokenness that is manifesting itself in some physical form. Likewise, when our physical body is not well cared for, then our emotional, mental, and spiritual state can suffer and go lacking, and so on, as it is with each aspect of our being. One of the key principles of holistic healing is recognizing the interconnectedness of each of these parts of our being and addressing them as a whole instead of just as an individual focus. The next key principle is personal responsibility. This encourages individuals to take an active role in your health through lifestyle choices, self-awareness, and proactive care. I want to really hone in on personal responsibility, because nobody is responsible for your wholeness, your healing, your completeness, but you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that again. Jesus is not going to fix it. God is not swinging down some sweet chariot to come and let you ride. God has already put inside of you, loaded and coded in your DNA, fully equipped with everything necessary for you to be in every way made whole, for your spirit to be whole, your soul, your mind, your body, your emotions to be whole and perfectly aligned. And everything that you need to do that is already within you. So you have to take on the personal responsibility to do what's necessary to heal yourself. You are not dealing with the physical ailments that are going on in your body. It's not a mystery. Let me say it again for those who are sitting in the back. It is not a mystery. All you got to do is sit down and look at how you have cared for your body temple. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. It is the dwelling place of divinity. How have you cared for it in your diet, in your exercising, come on, in your getting sleep and rest? Are you caring for your physical body? It's not a mystery. Your mental health, your soul and spiritual health being out of whack, it's not a mystery. You know exactly where you've been lacking. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care how many people slap their hands on you, pour oil on your head, speak in tongues and Hanamashai and push you down on the ground. If you don't take personal responsibility responsibility and proactively involve yourself in doing what is necessary to bring yourself to full wholeness, you will continuously go from prayer line to prayer line, from conference to conference, from revival to revival, from doctor to doctor, from place to place, and you will continuously deteriorate in every area until you take responsibility for your own healing and wholeness. The next key principle here is preventative care. This goes hand in hand with personal responsibility. This emphasizes the importance of preventing through nutrition, exercise, stress management, healthy environment. I left out a number of things like engaging in spiritual practices and patterns. It is paying attention and doing those things that help to prevent the ailment from coming upon your body in the first place. Man, I had so many different ailments and sicknesses going on in my body. Let me switch for 1 second. In my body for years. High blood pressure, heart disease, borderline diabetic, swelling in my legs and in my joints and around my arm, fluid, congestive heart failure. Do you know what caused all of those things? Do you know? Sure you know. Me going through years of neglect and not doing what was necessary to take care of my body temple. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, especially you church folk. We're some of the most unhealthy people on the planet. All that shouting, bucking, kicking, dancing, spitting bubbles, and flipping over pews. And then you go sit down at the buffet and stuff your face full of stuff that is causing your body to deteriorate and break down. You are slowly poisoning yourself every single day by the foods that you eat and by leading a sedentary life. You don't get up off that sofa until it's time to go to church, and you better not shout for too long or you won't be able to breathe. Y'all ain't gonna holler back up in here up at me, but you know I'm telling the truth. That praise break go on a little too long and you go from to just standing up bouncing and yeah and waving, because you can't do no more than that because you're tired. Come on, it's not because the spirit stopped moving. No, it's because you're tired and you can't breathe. No, now you got to catch your breath and you're gonna sit down and fan it. Y'all ahead praise them. Yeah, they got to, because you can't. Oh, come on now. Come on. All those cakes and pies and cookies and fried chicken and fried everything. Man, we fry everything. We'll fry it all. If it moves, we'll fry it. Even if it don't move, we'll fry it. We'll fry the okra. Lord have mercy. Fry everything. Okay, I'm not going to get bogged down. I got to keep going. Okay, so prevention is a key component to holistic healing. Doing those things that are necessary in order to maintain your health and have a healthy lifestyle. Come on, y'all don't want to holler back at me. I know. As they say in church, it's tight, but it's right. Okay? Another aspect of it is natural, non-invasive treatments, often incorporating natural remedies and lifestyle adjustments and complementary therapies alongside of or instead of conventional medicine. Now, I am not discounting conventional medicine, but what I am saying is you don't need to be popping everybody's pills forever. And that there are some natural remedies. Believe it or not, our mothers, fathers, grandfathers, and grandmothers and ancestors knew what they were doing. Now, they may have given us some poor dietary habits and with all the hog maws and fat back and everything else that we were eating, but they also understood how to do holistic medicine and use different home remedies that were natural and good for the body. They understood what it meant to detox. I was talking to my sister the other day, and we were talking about how our mother used to mix up this concoction every time the wintertime came along. Man, it was a mixture of castor oil and cod liver oil and some other kind of thing that tasted like onion, and we had to drink it. It was the most disgusting thing you ever wanted to drink in your life. I'm telling you right now, I hated it when it came around. We were laughing about it the other day, but we never got colds. We didn't get the flu. We didn't get sick like other people around us. Our immune system was strong because she put together these concoctions and had us to drink it. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Or how she would go and gather different leaves. Never knew what those leaves were, but gather different leaves. If we would get a cut or a scrape and then put the leaf on top of that scrape and then leave it there, tie it down with a rag and then take it off, and man, the whole thing would just heal right on up. I still don't know what that leaf was. I should have found out before she made her transition. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Okay. So I am not telling you to throw away your medications that the doctor has prescribed for you, but I am telling you to start considering some holistic remedies that you can put in place that will lower your blood pressure, that will lower your blood sugar levels and bring your A1C down, that will lower your cholesterol. Y'all not hearing me. Y'all don't think of cholesterol as anything as something serious, but I promise you, your cholesterol keeps continuously being high. Your arteries start to harden, and that leads to a heart attack. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. Y'all see that right there? That's the beginning of a scar from open heart surgery. Ask me how I know about it. Years of neglect. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay. Cod liver oil and onion syrup. That's what it was called. Onion syrup. It was nasty, Sharon. God knows it was nasty. But that stuff worked. You didn't get sick. Oh, yeah. Toya's talking about 666 and that black dry. Lord have mercy. I remember that. That stuff worked. Okay? It worked. Father John, that's right. I remember all of those things and other natural remedies that they would make from the different plants and of the earth and roots of the earth that they would mash and put together and make sure that we stayed healthy. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let me go back. Greg, I'm almost out of time already, and I'm still dealing with holistic healing. Y'all gonna have to give me a little bit more. I got a little ways to go. All right, let me get back to it real quick. Okay. So, and then finally, individualized care, understanding that each person is unique, tailoring your treatments and your interventions to your specific needs, that what's good for one may not be good for another, but all of us have to begin to figure out how our body works, how our metabolism works, what your blood type is. All of these things play into the different things that might work for you, but may not work for another. What your ailments are, how you respond to them, if you have any allergies. This is what holistic healing is about. It takes into account all of these principles. I'm going to keep going. Here are some of the practices and modalities often used in holistic healing. Number one, nutrition and diet. We talked about this a little bit already, so I'm going to go through these very quickly. We talked about emphasizing whole, nutritious foods to support your overall health, eating as clean as possible. And I know that that's difficult in the United States of America because we are a capitalistic society. And so that means that these corporations know that they can slowly poison us and put all kinds of crap and foolishness and dyes and poisons into our food as long as they don't go above a certain level that the FDA sets. Yet they go into other countries and they don't put all of those artificial colorings and dyes and and pesticides and other things into their foods because those countries won't allow it. Our country says, oh, we're not going to make the corporations mad. We want them to make as much money as they can. So we'll let them put, just enough in there not to kill you right off. It'll just kill you very slowly. Y'all not hearing me. And so it makes it difficult for you to get good, healthy foods, clean foods. But ladies and gentlemen, it is worth the time and the effort to read labels and to begin to recognize that if you start seeing things on the label of ingredients in the foods that you are eating that you can't even pronounce, you don't need to be putting that in your body. Y'all don't want to holler back at me up in here. I said monoglucleate sunkadekasandadobosha. You can't even pronounce it. You don't need to put that in your body. Eat clean. And I know it gets expensive to try and eat clean. That's on purpose. The more unhealthier thing is, the cheaper it is. This brings me to another point about eating clean and dietary and making sure you have a good, healthy diet. We need to get back to learning how to grow things ourselves. Now, I have a brown thumb. Y'all hear me talking about this all the time. I killed a cactus. I'm terrible with it, but I am determined that in 2025, I'm going to learn how to grow something, even if it's just peppers. I'm going to learn how to grow. And all of us need to start learning how to grow our own food and then to begin to create little communal groups and gatherings where each of you agree to grow certain types of foods, and then you're able to exchange them amongst yourselves so that you don't have to keep going to buy this pesticide-filled hybrid nonsense. Do you understand that grapes are not supposed to be seedless? You understand that grapes that are seedless are hybrids? That's not a natural occurrence for fruit to grow out of the ground with no seed. Those are all chemically enhanced and hybrid concoctions that have been done in a lab and inside through science. Every fruit and tree is supposed to produce seed. You're not supposed to get seedless watermelons. That's not natural. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? All of my fishermen out there, I don't know if Sammy's on here or not. Yancey, if you're on here, you can chime in. Those of us who've fished for a lot in our life, I used to fish a lot. I don't get to fish that often anymore. I'd like to start getting back into it. I don't ever remember going out by the riverbank or in a boat fishing and catching tilapia. How many of you ever caught a tilapia? You caught bass, you caught mullet, you caught brims, come on. How many of you ever caught a tilapia? Ain't nobody hollering back at me. That's not natural. It's not natural. Yet now they have bred this type of fish that is extremely cheap, and they flow out and they released it into the wild. And so they harvesting tilapia by the tons and selling it cheap to a bunch of us. And we think we're eating healthy by eating some man-made fish. You ain't never caught no tilapia a day in your life. All of a sudden, they started showing up in the grocery store, and it became the fish of choice. Why? Because it was cheap. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It was cheap, like the dollar menu at McDonald's. That stuff is not even meat anymore. Lord have mercy, they're going to mess around and sue me. Let me be careful. Oh, my goodness. But I mean, just think about the fact that McDonald's on average sells about 6 billion hamburgers a day. Not a week, a day. 6 billion. There are not that many cows in the earth. So what's in the burger? 7 billion a day. 49 billion in a week. Where that meat coming from? Hello? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And right now, they don't have to label meat in the grocery store to say whether it was grown in the lab or whether it's natural meat or not. They just have to put it out there. They don't even have to tell you. You buy meat right now that was made in the lab. It looks like, tastes like, cooks like normal meat. Y'all not going to holler back at me. Come on. They're like, oh, Lord, conspiracy theories. No, it's not. Do your research. You're eating lab meat. But what if we started to grow our own food? What if we started to raise our own animals? There are people who still do it. Dee Dee's mom still has goats in her backyard. I don't know how she get away with that in the city, but it does. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay. I kind of went off on a tangent, used up a whole lot of time. Of us need to see a therapist. I said us. I've been in therapy. Okay? If you haven't, you need to go and deal with your trauma and some of your issues. Yes, you can pray and meditate. Yes, you can have someone prophesy and spit bubbles over you and all of that. But at the end of the day, you need a therapist. You need someone to help you to work through your issues. Yes, employ spiritual practices like shadow work, mirror work, and other things of this sort. Absolutely. Get guidance from a life coach and from a tutor and from a mentor and from a pastor, your bishop, your prophet, whatever you want. That's fine. But you still need to go see a therapist, a real licensed, honest to goodness therapist to help you walk through and deal with your issues. So therapy doesn't mean that you're crazy. Not going to therapy may end up with you being crazy. That might be why you're crazy right now. That might be why some of you act as crazy as you do right now, because you need therapy. You're so easily triggered. You got so much trauma. And the world, along with the whole podcast generation, gives you every excuse for your trauma to sit there and tell you that it's not your fault. It's everybody else's fault but you. It's your haters' fault. It's the men's fault. It's the women's fault. It's the world. It's the white man's fault. It's that one's fault. It's another one's fault. When in fact, you got issues going on psychologically that stem from your upbringing, your environment. Yes, your religion. And church hurt ain't nothing but mental trauma. Stockholm syndrome. Because you're so used to being manipulated and controlled, when somebody tries to pull you out of it, you get mad and start defending your abuser. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I know I'm making some folk mad with me now. There are so many church people who have battered wife syndrome because you have married yourself to a particular church, an ideology, a religion, that even when someone tries to rescue you from it, you get mad and begin to defend your abuser. You need therapy. Y'all don't like me. I know you don't like hearing this right here, but I'm trying to give you a healthy dose of truth and reality so you can begin to focus your attention and intention on these things so you can begin to create the kind of life that you desire and quit living a life where you are struggling to survive from moment to moment and month to month and year to year. But you can truly start to experience life, and that more abundantly, because if you tell the truth, most of you that are watching me right now, you have not and you are not experienced abundant life. You've experienced life, you've experienced church, you've experienced shouting, dancing, sweating, and falling out and rolling on the floor. You've experienced having some money, but you don't know what real abundant life is because you are not whole. Because you are so damaged and broken from your culture, your environment, your mama, your daddy, your cousins, your religion have held you in such captivity and so abused and broken you that you have Stockholm syndrome and find yourself defending your abusers because you don't even see it as abuse anymore. You see that open rebuke is better than secret love. They only did that because they loved me. They only doing that. They chastised me because they loved it in me. Don't you sound like the abused woman? He only hit me because he loved me. It was my fault. If I had done this, he wouldn't have hit me. He wouldn't have punched me in the face. He wouldn't have kicked me in the stomach if I had been a better wife. It's my fault. I knew I was going to upset him. I knew I was going to trigger him. It's my fault. And that's where you are. I knew I did that. If the pastor wouldn't have did it if I hadn't done that. Pastor Bishop wouldn't have went off on me if I hadn't done this, if I had just done this. It's my fault. He beat me across the head and embarrassed me and humiliated me in front of everybody, but it wasn't his fault. He didn't do nothing wrong. It's my fault. He did it because he loved it in me. You're in an abusive relationship with your church, with your pastor. I said it. Go ahead, get mad. Tell him I said so. Tell him to prove me wrong. That's why when you do something that goes against the code, you get rebuked, you get humiliated, you get embarrassed. And then when they do it, they expect forgiveness and grace and generosity. Hello? Done sent a whole multitude of y'all to hell for sleeping around with this one or getting pregnant out of wedlock. And then when their mess comes to the surface, they expect grace. And I'm just, I'm only human. I'm just a man. One day at a time, sweet Jesus. But they wasn't singing that when it was you. And then you, because you've been so accustomed to the abuse, fall right on into it. Say, that's right, Pastor. It's okay. We understand. Ain't no problem. It's okay. Even though you embarrassed and humiliated me and beat me and made me step down from the choir, wouldn't let me sing no more, and wouldn't let me serve, and took away my title and silenced me. We're not going to do that to you, Pastor. Oh, no. You're in an abusive relationship. I remember folk would get mad at me. I had folk getting mad at me and say I was lowering the standard of holiness because I had young people that ended up getting pregnant in our church, and I wouldn't humiliate them and I wouldn't sit them down. I still let them sing on the praise team, still let them serve in the church, still let them do whatever, and didn't try and single them out or anything. Oh, you just giving them a license to sin. Well, first of all, people don't need a license. They do whatever they want to do, whether with a license or not. They don't need no license from me. Second thing is, what I could never understand is that you wanted me to silence the young lady, but you didn't want me to silence the man. You didn't want me to rebuke him, just the lady, because she got pregnant. And then if we're going to deal with the pregnancy, well, then why don't I also deal with what caused the pregnancy, which was the sex? And if I'm going to silence everybody that was having sex, then wouldn't nobody be doing nothing? Because all y'all niggas was frucking. I borrowed that from Larry Reed. Fruck. All of y'all was frucking. And the few that wasn't was because you couldn't. Never mind. Anyway, man, let me take a drink, Lord. You wasn't, but you wanted to. Oh, Peter, don't be ashamed. Oh, Peter, walk out on the water. Don't be ashamed. Okay, let me keep going before y'all get mad and start cussing. Oh, no, not the saved folk cussing. Hold on now, just a moment. Okay? Here we go. Anyway, therapeutic movement, that is getting some therapy and getting some counseling. Holistic healing seeks to empower individuals to live healthier and more balanced lives while recognizing true wellness involves nurturing all aspects of yourself. Okay? Got to keep going. Man, I went way longer than what I expected, but here we go. All right, let's talk about spiritual alignment. Now let's talk about spiritual alignment and communication. Connecting with our ancestors and with angels involves building a spiritual relationship and communication with these unseen entities to seek guidance, wisdom, protection, and comfort. The practice is rooted in our belief that our ancestors and the angels have a presence in our life, offering support, insight from the spiritual realm. Now, it's crazy how in the church world. Let me jump back on here real quick. It's crazy how in the church world they don't have you worry upset about venerating Mary and John the Baptist and all of these others and deifying them as long as they're these white saviors. But if you start venerating and giving honor to your ancestors, then it's demonic. Come on. Now it's demonic. It's demonic. How many times have you heard your preacher saying that the spirit of Elijah has come upon you? What? Isn't Elijah dead? But you can call upon his spirit, the spirit of Elijah, the spirit of Elisha, the spirit of Moses. That was okay. You can embrace that. But if we say that, the spirit of your grandpapa, Jesse, that's demonic. That's the devil. You're not supposed to be, oh, no. Master don't want you bothering around with them ancestors. What kind of nonsense is that? Come on. Hello? Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? But we have not only the ability, but the right to connect and align ourselves with the energy of our ancestors, their souls that not only reside around us, but through us, because all souls, when they depart from this three-dimensional form, return to their original source, that is to God. Well, where is God, ladies and gentlemen? If the souls return to the presence of God, where is God? Where is the presence of God? Isn't the presence of God in you and around you? How many times have you been in your church and I feel the presence of the Lord? Well, then if the presence of God is there and all the souls that have transitioned are in the presence of the Lord, then if you are in the presence of the Lord, those souls are there too. Well, they can't talk. That's demonic. That's evil. If they talking and communicating, well, then you got to call John somebody who communicated and convorted with demons. Because according to his vision that's recorded in the book of Revelation, he saw these souls under the altar in the presence of the Lord. And when the altar was set up, those souls rose up and began to ask, how long before you avenge us for our blood that was shed on the earth? And there were white robes given them, and they were told to rest a little while until the same martyrdom they had suffered, others of your brothers and sisters in the earth would also suffer. Wait a minute, who was he talking to? Demons? Was John cavorting with demons? Was God? Was Jesus? Y'all don't want to holler back at me now. Y'all don't want to holler back at me. Hello? You ain't got no business talking to nobody that's been talking about they dead, and then you having conversation with them. Read your Bible, your own Bible. There's nothing demonic about it. It only became demonic when white people decided to tell us, our ancestors, that there was no, you ain't supposed to do that. No, that's ungodly. And so notice how they took all of our religious practices, all of our customs, all of our patterns and spiritual practices, and labeled them demonic and said, but now over here, you can eat the flesh, cannibalism, and the blood of the son. And not only did they think that this was symbolic, they didn't think it was symbolic. They had whole wars. Do you understand that the Crusades were all about the fact that the Catholic Church believed that the Eucharist was the actual body and blood of Jesus, not a symbol of it, but they said you got to accept that this is the actual body and the blood of Jesus. Cannibalism. And if you didn't, they would kill you and label you a heretic. They held whole wars and inquisitions sitting around. You're not accepting cannibalism. Y'all, come on, do your history, do your research. Hello? Yes, Sharon. Sharon brings up another one. She says, and then there is the Mount of Transfiguration where Moses and Elijah showed up and God spoke to them right there, and Jesus standing in the middle of them. Well, wait a minute. Was he talking to demons? You ain't supposed to be able to talk to nobody who already dead. And not only did Jesus talk to him, but Peter, James, and John, who were there with him, saw Moses and Elijah. They're the ones who recorded it. Heard the whole conversation take place. Now, if you believe that to be real and literal, then Peter, James, and John was cavorting with demons. And so was Jesus. Come on, ain't nobody gonna holler back at me now. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Y'all don't want to talk to me? Okay. So your ancestors, when they transitioned from this three-dimensional form, and we say ancestors, and people think that means hundreds of years ago. No, an ancestor is any person that has transitioned. That might be your grandmama, or it might be your mama, your cousin, your uncle, your auntie, are you hearing what I'm saying? Your best friend that just transitioned last year. They are now your ancestor. They're a part of the ancestral plane. They are the soul that has transitioned out of this form into another form, returning to their original state. And because they reside in the very presence of God, they reside within and around you. So you are able to commune and communicate with them as you are with angels. And we have missed out on a lot of guidance and wisdom and knowledge because we have been steered away from those divine souls or spirits that are available to us because we were told that it was demonic to do so. Yet your grandmama showed up at your house after she died, and you know it. You see, I could feel her presence. I smelled her perfume. My granddaddy, my cousin, my auntie that I never even met. She died long before I was born, yet I saw her. Come on, there's plenty of you on here right now that have had that testimony. Still have it to this day. Let me go back to what I was talking about. Let me get you on over here. Okay? Connecting with your ancestors and with angels is an act of honoring and communicating with deceased family members or with those from your lineage who have passed on or transitioned. This practice is often associated with the cultural tradition, spirituality, and ancestral reverence. That's not worship, it is reverence. It's not worship, it is reverence, respect, and honor. To honor them, not worship them, to honor them. What is the point of the ancestral alignment, aligning with the ancestors and angels? Number one, to gain wisdom and insight from those who have lived before you. Number two, to honor your heritage and to preserve the memory of those loved ones. Number three, to seek guidance, protection, and blessings in this life and for our life decisions. And then here is the big one. Number four, to begin to heal generational wounds and trauma. Some of your ancestors hold the key to some of the generational trauma and wounds that you are dealing with right now. You can't figure out where it comes from, but your ancestor knows exactly where it started from. Matter of fact, in some cases, it started with them, and they can give you the solution for it. If you would access that ancestral realm and commune and communicate with them and be open to receive the guidance that they have. And these angelic beings, that's totally different, have never taken on human form, but they serve at the pleasure of us, filled with infinite wisdom, knowledge, and insight, untainted by all of the bombardments of our soul that has to deal with our culture, environment, and other external influences that causes us to forget who we really are and why we are really here. These angelic beings are able to offer guidance, wisdom, insight, and knowledge about the plan that we co-created with God prior to our entering this three-dimensional realm to guide us along a path that will bring us to that place of awakening and awareness of why we are here. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? Okay, let me keep going. I got to keep going, man. I'm way over time now, way over 27 minutes over time. I've got to finish. So how do we connect with the ancestral plane? Again, this is not detailed. This is a general overview. I will go in and unpack this in some future empowerment sessions as we are moving throughout the rest of this month and next month. It's going to be almost like a revival, because I'm going to be coming on periodically, not just on Sundays, so that we're able to try and unpack all of this. Here is what you can do to connect in a general sense. Create an ancestral altar. And some of you have no idea what that is and how to do that. I taught a whole class on this inside of the partner portal. If you were wise, you would become a partner with the Emerge movement, because those videos are sitting up right now in the portal for you to be able to access. I talk about how you set up your dedicated space with photos and mementos and candles and objects that represent your ancestors, and how you work your altar and how you're able to tap into that energy, into that realm, the ancestral realm. I advise you to become a partner so you're able to do so. You also use meditation and prayer, quieting your mind and inviting your ancestors and the angels to communicate through intuition, vision, and feeling. Those are high forms of communication, the highest of which ancestors or angels communicate in words. They communicate through vision, feelings, and intuition. Then ancestral offerings. This is a part of your ancestral altar, presenting different food and drink and other symbolic gifts to honor the memory of your ancestors. Now, no, it's not that you believe in putting out cookies for Santa Claus with your crazy self, some crazy entity that doesn't even exist. Some nonsense given to you by a bunch of white folk. But now we tell you to put out some food for your ancestors as a way of just honoring their memory. No, they're not going to come and eat the food or any other thing like that. It's just a symbol of honor. It's symbolic, just like you putting oil on your head. Ain't no power in that oil. It's just symbolic. It's just like somebody placing the Bible on your chest. Ain't no power in that book. It's just symbolic. So putting the food or the drink out that they really enjoyed when they were in this three-dimensional form is symbolic. Okay? Storytelling, reminiscing, recalling old family stories and keeping their legacies alive, as well as dream work. And I really want to spend some time, a whole segment, really talking about dream work, about paying attention to your dreams as a space where the ancestors may send messages or angels may send messages. And I'm going to start doing something this year. I was talking to Didi about this a couple of days ago. I'm going to start offering dream and vision interpretation for those who desire it. Prophetic insight, dreams, and vision interpretation for those who desire, for a fee. I'm not doing it for free, for a fee. Yes, for a fee. But I'm going to start offering it as a service for those of you who have dreams you need to have interpreted, vision you want to have interpreted, or you need some help in building a strategy toward fulfilling a vision that you have for your life, or you need prophetic insight or psychic or clairvoyant insight or communion and connection, someone to help to facilitate your connection with your ancestors. I'm going to offer that service for a fee. Okay? Got to keep going. Now let's talk about establishing wealth. Wealth building, first of all, through passive income. Okay? This refers to the process of creating and growing financial stability and wealth by generating income that requires minimal active involvement or ongoing effort to maintain. Passive income allows the individual to earn money without directly trading their time for it like a job, unlike your traditional jobs or services. So let's talk about some core principles of passive income for wealth building. Number one, is investing time and resources up front so that you don't have to invest a whole lot of time and resources down the road. Most passive income streams require an initial investment of time, money, and effort to get set up. And there are a lot of different types that are out there. Like I'm getting ready to start doing vending machines. That's another form of passive income. It requires a little bit of upfront capital and some time and effort. But once they are put in place, man, the vending machines now are so technologically advanced that they'll tell you when they're running low with a little app that's connected to my phone. That'll be connected by Bluetooth to all of my vending machines that I am putting in place. And then when they start to run low on a particular product, it'll talk to me and tell me that, okay, you're running low on Doritos, or you're running low on Snickers, or you're running low on Cheez-Its. And I know to go get more of those and refill those machines. Very minimal work and effort, and yet creating a constant flow of income coming into my pocket. That's what passive income, minimal time and resources. But initially, you have to put some real time and resources in buying your machines, like vending machines, buying your machines, or making sure that you have your spreadsheets in place and your marketing in place, as well as your tax forms in place and your LLC in place, and all the things that are necessary in order to support what you're getting ready to do. But once you get it up and going, you can pull back and you don't have to put as much work and effort and time into it, because it begins to pay for itself and work for itself. It is scalable. Scalability is another principle of passive income. Passive income streams often have the potential to grow over time, contributing to wealth and accumulation. Again, I'm going to use myself as an example. I'm starting to do this with vending machines. Starting out just trying to get 5 vending machines in this one particular place that I'm trying to negotiate space with right now. Just 5, just to get started. And then as that begins to grow and I begin to see the profits begin to come in from it, I'll start to add more vending machines, maybe another 5. And then another 5. Try and do them in groups of 5 until before you know it, I can have hundreds of vending machines out there, all of them creating a stream of income coming into my life and scaling upward and creating passive income. Are you understanding what I'm saying? And I'm just using vending machines because it's something that I'm doing right now, but there are a lot of other ways to create passive income. We'll talk more about that in a future video. I think I'm going to really reserve that for the partner portal. So if you really want to learn more about passive incomes, everything from Bitcoins and vending machines and investments and Forex trading and other things of this sort, man, you need to come on and be a partner with the Emerge movement. I'm not going to talk about that on the general platform. I'm going to talk about that in our portal and give them the inside track on creating passive income. It also creates financial independence by diversifying your income sources, having multiple streams of income. Passive income helps to reduce your dependence upon a single job or one active income source. And then finally, reinvestment. Using your earnings that you will bring in from passive income to invest in additional income generating assets will accelerate your growth and your wealth. I need for you to focus your attention and intention this year to creating as many revenue streams in your life as you possibly can. To take what you are good at, what you are passionate about, and find a way to monetize it, whether it's vending machines or cooking or baking or investing or whatever it is that you happen to be good at. Like I was talking to Yancey about fishing. You're a good fisherman. Man, turning your passion into payment so that you're able to begin to create passive income from something that you are passionate about. And if you do what you love, you'll never have to work another day of your life because it won't be a job. You'll be doing something you love and getting paid for doing it. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay? I'm back. All right. I think I'm finished. I was going to go into some other types of passive income, but I think I want to save that for the partner portal. I am going to save it for the partner portal. So if you want to know about different ways that you can create passive income, you need to become a partner with Emerge. How do you become a partner? Read the description that's written above. It tells you everything that you need to know about you sending an email in to the email address on your screen and simply saying, I want in. I'll send you an information packet with everything you need to know about Emerge, as well as a partner agreement. You sign it, send it back, and you are in. I'll send you a link that will allow you entrance into the partner portal, and you have access to information that is so expansive, so powerful, so in-depth that I never share on the general platform like I'm doing right now, as what I'm talking about in that partner portal. I encourage you to become a partner because partnership has its privileges. All right. I think I'm done. Okay. I think I'm done. I've said all that I'm going to say on here tonight. I've been on for an hour and a half. Lord, that's way longer than what I intended to be on. I intended to try and get it done in an hour and a half. Well, hour and 39 minutes. So thank you for tuning in. Listen, I encourage you. I didn't even talk about the giving end of it yet. That is another key to creating wealth and abundance, is learning the principles of giving. I wrote a whole book. Hold on. Man, I wrote a whole book about this. 2 of them, as a matter of fact. Where's the other one? One is called The Alchemy of Abundance. Oh, can y'all see that? Let me try and get it focused in. The way this camera is set up. But this one's called The Alchemy of Abundance. All of these are on Amazon. The Alchemy of Abundance. And then the other one is Unveiling the Mysteries of Prosperity, the 6 Laws of Abundance. These are 2 books that you need to add to your library. You need to go to Amazon right now and type in the title of these, or just put in my name, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and go to my Amazon page and begin to purchase these books right now. Get them in your life. The Alchemy of Abundance and the Unveiling of the Mysteries of Prosperity, the 6 Laws of Abundance. Teach you how to handle and manage your money in a different way so that it starts to create money in your life. Get your money to start working for you instead of you working for your money. You have the power to create wealth, riches, and abundance in your life. These 2 books will tell you how. I'm going to talk more about it in the partner portal, but you can get the book. We're going to go through the books in the portal and step by step unpack how you create generational wealth through passive income, through using the principles and the laws that govern abundance, so that you're able to create the kind of income and various revenue streams in your life that you desire. All right. I said I'm done. I'm done. That's an hour and 41 minutes. Lord have mercy. Toya said, unlock the key insights and vital details you absolutely need to know. Your support means the world to us, and we truly appreciate. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. I'm telling you what, you are my biggest cheerleader, my biggest support. I absolutely love you. Don't nobody else get jealous now, but y'all just don't know, man. Toya just, if I can't count on nobody else, man, Toya gonna be the Toya support me more than my family members do. Lord have mercy. I appreciate you so much. I really do. I absolutely do. All right. If you'd like to give in support of this work that we are doing here, this platform, you can do so by using any of the means that you see on the screen right now. All you've got to do is send whatever your gift is, whatever your offering is, do it right now. We are going to work with the energy of the number 9 all year long because it is a 9 year. So your offering, I'm telling those of you who can and who will and desire to, let your offering should be at $9.99. If you are sowing a seed, it should be $99.99. And if you are making a sacrifice, $999.99. You choose whatever level you want to give at, or you can do it at all 3 levels, but let's use that energy of the number 9 that is radically transforming our finances and our life as a whole. I appreciate your support and I appreciate your giving. Even if you don't give anything, I appreciate your presence here tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful evening and that you don't have to deal with the cold like I'm having to deal with it here and this snow blizzard that is heading our way. Lord, pray for your brother up here in the DMV. Because if there's one thing I don't like, I do not like snow. I'm thankful, Lord. I'm grateful. I'm learning how to show gratitude even in the freezing cold. I'm having a hard time finding things to be thankful for, but I'm coming up with a list of things to try and make sure I remain in attitude of gratitude while I'm freezing. Oh my goodness. Okay. God bless you tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you again real soon. I'll be here on Sunday, 9 o'clock. For the Emerge Empowerment Session.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.